support Headwaters is, even though I've been in philanthropy for a long time and I know a lot about nonprofit organizations, the activists that lead our decision-making process are way smarter than me every single time, and they always pick groups that I know nothing about and are doing the most wonderful work. So that's why I'm so excited about the work that Headwaters does. The other piece that makes us different than a lot of organizations is that we support community organizing exclusively. And we do that because it's one of the most cost-effective ways to create large-scale change in communities. And luckily, we had a national research project that came here a couple months back, and the National Committee for Responsive Philanthropy looked at Headwaters grantees, and they found for every $1 that we invest in those organizations, there's $138 in community benefit. So if I could get that sort of return on my 401k, I'd be really excited. But it means that the groups are doing really great work, and they're doing it on a shoestring. So we're excited to be able to support them in the great work that they're doing. So how many of you are from Minnesota, or been here long enough that there you go, that you're willing to call it home? I'm from Minnesota as well, and you guys may have the same issue that I do. It's this sort of inflated sense of community pride that Minnesotans have. We're number one in everything. We're the best in education. We've got the best parks. We're wonderful. Our kids are so cute. It's, you know, the whole range of things. And so my friends from out of state are really sick of hearing about this all the time. They're like, what about this area? We're number one. We're number one. So all this time that we've been saying that we're number one and we're so wonderful, we've steadily stopped investing in the things that have made us number one. We've stopped investing in public education. We've stopped investing in civic infrastructure, in the safety nets that really make our community important. We haven't done that work. And because of that, now we're number one in racial disparities in a lot of different areas. So if you look at our educational system, wealth creation in the state, if you look at the African American unemployment rate, it's 3 times the rate for whites in the state. And so those are the areas where suddenly, where Minnesota was number one in all the great things, now we're number one in all the terrible things. So there's kind of a deciding point now where we can stick our heads in the sand and continue to insist that we're above average in absolutely everything, or we can start to invest in the people and institutions that can really fix those problems and can make a big difference. And so that's what I'm excited about today, is being able to help you hear from some of these great groups that are doing really good work and are starting to address those inequalities right at the grassroots level and are engaging community members into those issues as well. The other thing is that the policy isn't just this pie in the sky, you change something and it doesn't feel different, or it's too far off and we'll never actually see the change. We're actually starting to see real wins already. We've seen 3 new light rail stops in St. Paul. We're seeing increased investments in minority contractors when we're looking at stimulus projects, and all that work has to do with really hard organizing that our organizations have been doing with their allies. And I think that's the piece that's really exciting, is now we're starting to see real wins that are going to create a real difference in Minnesota. So I'm going to stop on the sources. So Headwaters grantees are addressing these issues every single day, but to be able to support them, we need your help. And so there's lots of ways to do that. You can become a donor to Headwaters. You can talk to your friends about these issues. We also have a young donor giving circle. There's some information about it here. So if you're interested in learning more about that, Jody over here has some information. But I also wanted to give you a personal invitation to come to our next movement building session, which is going to be September 14th at the Bedlam Theater. And we've got some flyers right here. But the exciting thing about it is it's a wrap-up of the U.S. Social Forum with Rose Brewer. So for those of you that were at Rose's conversation that she held for us a few months ago, it'll be a really exciting discussion. So stay tuned. Yep. On September 14th, we're going to have a movement building session that you're all invited to. And the information about it is on the orange flyer that we've got right up at the front. And I also think we've got some more ice cream. So if you're still hungry, you can come back. Thank you so much for joining us today.